Serving the financial markets technology community since 1999, TS-Associates is a leading supplier of precision instrumentation solutions. We provide a complete range of network and application instrumentation solutions that give transparency into the complex latency and performance dynamics of electronic trading systems. As markets move faster and margins get tighter, we're continually evolving our technology to support the business imperatives of speed and reliability. Managing this continual cycle of latency reduction is becoming increasingly important, but to manage latency you have to be able to measure it. However, with the latency of the component parts of trading systems getting down into the microsecond and even the nanosecond range, the traditional measurement techniques are no longer adequate and specialist instrumentation techniques have to be used. We call this new discipline Precision Instrumentation. This video series introduces our precision instrumentation solutions. So let's take a look at precision instrumentation in action.
So, what is latency monitoring? In this simple diagram, messages are being sent from A to B. B processes these messages and sends related messages over a completely different transport to C. Measuring the interval between message 1 being seen at A to B and then at B to C gives you the latency of host B. How do we look at the information without actually adding more latency? Let's take a look at how TipOff solves this problem. TipOff uses 100% guaranteed packet capture technology to sniff the data from the network. It can do this through a variety of techniques, each with pros and cons. Switch mirror ports are the simplest but least accurate. Network taps are the most complicated to manage but provide the most accurate results. Aggregation layers can also be used to scale up these techniques to allow one TipOff to monitor events from many sources. Now we have data flowing into TipOff. In order to achieve precise measurement, TipOff can timestamp the data at the exact time it hits the network, at the nanosecond scale. Doing this in a single location is hard enough, but allowing multiple observation points to correlate events with the same precision, TipOff integrates with industry standards for accurate time synchronization. PTP, PPS, and can even take advantage of GPS to maintain this accuracy between disparate locations globally. So, we have a guaranteed stream of network packets captured with accurate timestamps. It's relatively simple to match packets if they are traversing switches and routers, where the packets remain unchanged. However, related events will typically see the messages transformed and follow application-specific behavior as the trade cycle flows. In our diagram, we cannot easily match green against the red. TipOff has an extremely flexible protocol decoder framework which allows messages from all major execution venues, market data vendors and middleware systems to be decoded from the wire and the content normalized. This provides two streams of orange in our diagram which are much easier to match. TipOff also allows you to model your application infrastructure in order to correlate events at a higher level, integrated with the business flow. Here we'll see examples of these models. Common deployment scenarios include market data feed handler, algo tick to trade, and full lifecycle monitoring. As TipOff tracks the data on the wire, it can also calculate statistics about the transport it monitors. This provides a unique way of drilling into the root cause of latency measurements, such as lost, corrupt, or retransmitted packets. Measuring network latency only tells part of the story. As technology components become consolidated, it is becoming increasingly important to see what's happening inside the box. Not only that, but to be able to correlate those events with related messages from the network. Traditional techniques rely on operating system timestamping, which are inaccurate and impair application performance. Enter the Application tab. This is a new hardware product, delivered as a PCI Express card, which contains a nanosecond precise hardware clock with PTP sync FPGA and network interfaces. Using the Application Tap API, developers are able to implement precise software instrumentation with minimal performance overhead. The Application Tap offloads the timestamping and instrumentation transmission and facilitates seamless integration with TipOff. Finally, TipOff has an unequaled array of integration options to get access to these measurements. We call this event syndication. TipOff persists all packets at line rate compressed to disk for many days. It also performs statistical analysis on the data it measures, such as percentiles and histograms. All of this data is stored in a time series database indexed by content. Using TipOff event syndication, all this data can be pushed or pulled to an unsurpassed range of databases, third-party monitoring solutions, and even your own applications via our APIs. The real value in TipOff is the unique, precise data that it brings together whilst providing ultimate freedom of integration. Thanks for watching, and we hope we've provided a useful intro to TSA and TipOff.